Oh, hello, hello, hello. Welcome to Royal Sussex Live. Ooh, I tell you, it was so much news today. I didn't know which way to turn. I just wasn't sure which direction to go. So I did the best I could to come up with something compelling. So, so without any further ado, here we go. I'm not using my regular microphone, so I hope I don't sound a bit hollowed. But yeah, I think it sounds a bit hollow. Let me see. And I don't think there's anything I can do about that. So I guess we just have to make like a pickle and deal. Oh, that was bad. Make like a pickle and deal. Okay, let's see who's in here. I hope I'm not keeping you all up too late. Hey, B10, Marcy Foreman, Connie Balmer. Hi, Connie Balmer. Novi D, Kenether Ash, Marcy Foreman, Diane Baker. Hi, Diallo, Church Nelly. Oh, you know what? Okay, now here's something I know I should do. I didn't turn on the troll spray. So before they take notice of us, let me go ahead and turn on the troll spray because okay, okay. Um okay, no, that's not what I want. Okay, give me a second, you guys. Let me turn on the troll spray because they get bold and they want to try to get all girl friendly with us. So I am going to block them while I'm thinking about it. I'm going to block them. Okay, so nope. There we go. Aha. All right. Troll spray, here I come. Go. Oh, sorry about that. There's a little bit of an echo. Let me get in there and do my thing. It's your thing. Ow. Do what you want to do. By the way, you guys, I was listening to Duchess of Success earlier, and please don't tell anybody I said so, okay? You all can keep a secret, right? Don't tell anybody I said so. But there was a guest speaker on her show who it was feeling under the weather. She sounded kind of hot, right? I mean, anybody who can sound that good when they're feeling under the weather. I'm just saying, some people sound really hot when they're under the weather. Okay. Oh, you guys. All right, all right. Let me do this. For some reason, my computer doesn't believe that it's me. Um, no, it's me. It's me. Give me a second, you guys. Sorry about this. I'm just trying to. Huh. Nope. Nope. And no. All right, you guys. Resend it. 64. Oh. Okay. I got it. Don't panic, you guys. I'm good. Nope, don't leave that. Don't leave that. I'm sorry. I just need to do something really fast, and I'll be right with you guys. Huh, okay. I need mail. Okay. Okay, this is awkward. I didn't know this was going to happen. Sorry about this. Do what? Um, okay. I got that. Sorry, folks. Welcome, one and all. I'm just having a technical difficulty right now. Give me just a second, you guys. To keep your. Okay, Google wants to make sure it's you. Okay, Google, hit me with your best shot so I can prove it's me. Oh, fudge. Sorry for my language. Okay, maybe I don't need to do that anyway. No, okay. All right. Sorry about that, you guys. I will work this out on my end. No worries. Okay. All right. No worries. I'll work this out myself. All right. So I have. All right. Catherine Williams is a new member. Thank you so much for that, Catherine Williams. Hello, Joan Garcia. And there was one super sticker I want to. Oh, Claudia Blanco, thank you so much for the super sticker. And thank you for watching Royal Sussex. Also, thank you, Marcel Kendrick, Baron Squatty. My entire family was rolling on the floor when we saw my cousin's new car, a blue Ford Fiesta. My family is all squatties. Oh my God. That is too funny. So somebody's actually riding around on the Countess of Wessex. Thank you so much for sharing that with us. Catherine Williams, thank you so much for the super sticker. And also thank you for being a member. Still a value at just $4.99. Okay, you guys, gaslighting detected. There is a certain amount of gaslighting going on. You know what, guys? Didn't I tell you that I was nervous? What was that, yesterday? Or was it the day before yesterday? I told you guys that I just had this weird feeling, right? I had this weird feeling about everything. And you guys were trying to calm my nerves because I kind of had this feeling like they were going to throw everything and the kitchen sink at the Sussexes. Remember that, you guys? I said that the other day, or I think it was yesterday. I can't remember. But I was feeling kind of nervous. I was feeling kind of unsettled, right? And a few of y'all were just like, well, this is this and that's that. I said, yeah, but this seems really different to me because everything is going to change after this um docu-series. So I was caught up in my feelings about it, and I appreciate you guys trying to calm my nerves, but it looks like is I won't say it's as bad as it could possibly be, but still it's pretty bad. It's not to say that the Sussexes are not going to be triumphant, because we're going to see to that. They're going to see to that. They have a whole team of people that are going to make sure. Um, but yeah, it's almost it's probably okay. Harry said that you all saw that little video clip that Harry said that someone told him, please don't do this. Don't do this. And Harry gave that speech that night in front of the podium. It was one of the last speeches that they gave before they stepped back from royal duty. And he said it may not be the safest thing to do or the smartest or however he put it, but um, he said that it has to be done because it's, that they didn't have a choice. And I agree with Harry. They didn't leave Harry and Meghan a lot of options. There were not a lot of options for them on their way out because of how severe, how harsh, how cruel this hate campaign has been toward them. Ali Get Real says, I have the same ambivalent feeling you're describing, Baron. Well, thank you, Ali, and thank you for saying ambivalent because I couldn't think of that word. That's exactly it. Thank you so much. Um, but yeah, so that was it. I'm just like, uh, this is different. This is so different because the establishment seems to be on the ropes. The enemy is on the ropes. They have, I don't think that the tabloids and the firm has been this alarmed about anything for quite some time. I don't think they were this nervous when the queen died. I mean, that was just like a matter of, ritual. But this is something wholly different because they don't know how to respond. They don't have all the answers. And I don't think they feel secure enough in their position that they are going to prevail and win the day. Jacqueline Squash, if you guys don't know, is the official chaplain of Royal Sussex. And Jacqueline says, good evening, Baron, Squatty family. Praying without ceasing always for our Sussex family, Mom Doria, and praying for all of God's people all around the world. Well, thank you so much, Jacqueline. And I'm going to throw a big amen at that one. Thank you so much for that beautiful prayer. And it was just what we needed in this moment. As always, you always come in at just the right time. Okay, it was the only thing to do. And I will be ride or die with Harry and Meghan. Sonia Johnson, can you say that one more time? Can you say that one more time? Is ride or die, ride or die. Where is our ride or die symbol? There they are. They have picked the wrong chicks to F with. Ride or die. That's how we are. We are some tough little chicks, and we are going to kick butts and not take any names. Oh, no, we'll take names, but yeah, it's ride or die. And it's also interesting how they are trying to drum up this hostility toward the Sussex squad. And that is, you guys already know that that is in response to the fact that they have nurtured this community of hate channels. They have nurtured the hate channels for the past few years. And, when someone accuses you of something, as they say, it's probably because um, you're the one that's doing it. You know what I mean? So if they're accusing us of being paid to operate on behalf of the palace, well, then most likely they're the ones that are paying people. It would seem as though they were the ones who are actually in cahoots with those renegade rogue channels that have been attacking the Sussexes for quite some time. They're the ones that are guilty, not us. We're not the guilty parties. They are. They're the ones that are likely the culprits when it comes to upholding, financing, or however you want to put it. It is likely. I can't prove it. I can't substantiate that. I don't have any evidence, but I'm just going to go on instinct with this one. When you are accusing someone of something like that, it is just so much more likely that you are the guilty party. You are the weakest link. Bye bye. That's what that means. And so while they are trying to expose the Sussexes and the Sussex squad as being about that, it certainly is not. It certainly is not. Um, let's see here. All right, so I am still trying to turn on. Well, you know what? I'm that thing I told you guys that I wanted to do. I may have trouble doing that. I'm going to try one more time to see if I can make that so. But this thing is not going easy on me right now. Oh, there it is. That's what I'm looking for. Aha. Yes. For whatever reason, my PC is not recognizing this server. But okay, so um here goes your anti. Okay, 1 week duration, subscriber only, slow mode. Hit it. There we go. There is your anti um troll spray. I knew I could do it. It just took me a little longer than I expected, but there is your anti troll spray. You're welcome. Love you like a play cousin. Does anybody say that anymore? Love you like a play cousin? Oh, man. Okay, so I got that done. And then there's that. And we are cool. Ta-da! All right. Very good. All right, you guys. I got that taken care of. There's the troll spray. Let me take a look at some of your comments. Joan Garcia says, "Let them mess with us, and they will find out how strong the Sussex squad are. We aren't afraid of them." Right? Absolutely, we're not afraid of them. We're not, uh, millionaires, and we're not working for um, the tabloids. We don't call fellow what do you call it? Um, I guess trolls. We don't call trolls our friends, and that's what I'm going to call the Royal Rota. That's what I'm going to call the people with the hate channels. They're trolls. They are trolls. They have been trolling the Sussexes, and we do not sustain ourselves from perpetuating hate. So we truly have nothing to lose. I mean, it's not like there's some evil genius that heads the Sussex squad. We are acting individually out of love and concern for two people that happen to be um, the most, what is the word I'm looking for? Influential, the most influential couple in the world, not to mention the most popular, the most influential royals alive today. So, where that's concerned, no, there's no leadership here. We're doing this out of the goodness of our hearts, out of our alignment with the work that they do, with the lives that they have led all these years. So, that is why we're here. Thank you so much, Joan Garcia. Let me see. Baron, the lie keeps going that Harry and Meghan wanted private. Oh, God, yes. Wanted privacy, but this isn't them looking for the spotlight. They're defending themselves and their children against the continued onslaught of hatred. You know what, Carla Williams? Oh my God. Oh, let me take that in because that makes me very, very emotional. Give me just a second, you guys. Give me a second. I need to gather myself because that right there. Wait a second. Okay, I needed some deep breaths about after that one, and it's not the privacy so much as what you're saying. Um, it is really about the children, and that they have to live a life where they're so afraid for the future of for their children. Harry is not doing this for himself. Meghan is not fighting this battle for herself. They're not just fighting it for each other. It's the children. If Archie, if Archie and Lily are ever going to know a moment's peace, it's going to be because of the fight that Harry and Meghan are having today is what will be their peace tomorrow. Because without this, they don't have any hope. And I keep saying this, John F. Kennedy Jr. was pursued until he died. And they never left him alone. He was never left alone because of who his parents was, because of the family that he came from. He had never known a moment's peace. They filmed him riding the subway. Any woman that he was dating, and look at what happened to his wife. I mean, she was a very fragile person. She was very fragile. Her character was very fragile. But if not for the intrusion of the press, I mean, I can still remember how tormented was it Carolyn Bessette Kennedy? I remember how tormented she looked because of the intrusion from the press. She was hounded because of her relationship with him. And that is just so unfair. They have made so much money off of the Kennedys, off of the Kennedy legacy. And they said that he was so used to having the press following him that when they would drop, well, I think they said one of them dropped the lens to his camera, and without skipping a beat, he picked it up and handed it back to him. And that was it. Because he didn't know what it was like to not have that intrusion in his life. So this is a life and death fight that Harry and Meghan is having for the future of their family, for the future of those children. And if the children are to have any kind of future, there's going to have to be a change in laws. They're going to have a change of policy at some of these tabloids. They just have to, because this cannot go on like this. This cannot continue where you're allowed to legally hunt people down under the guise of public interest. That really, really upsets me. Thank you so much, Carla Williams, for your comment, and thank you so much for being here today. I greatly appreciate it. Thank you, Elaine Parker, for the super sticker, and thank you for watching Royal Sussex and being a member of the channel. Oh, that makes me very emotional, though. That really, really makes me very emotional. Uh, I don't want this for those kids. I don't think anybody wants this for those kids except for people who stand to make money. It's unbelievable that there are adult people that have so much hate in their hearts that they don't even care about the kids. They don't care if the kids are alive or not. They don't care if the kids are being mentally tortured or not. They don't care. I mean, what does it say about a society that you can watch Harry growing up separated, singled out, um, literally plucked away from a conversation because he's the spare? And he knows that his prospects as a spare is not good. You're not meant to achieve. Go out there, pull the curtains back, um, cut the ribbons, mingle at the parties, drink as much as you want, smoke as much as you want. Just don't make a mess at the official functions. And then you two can die years sooner than your sibling, just like they did Margaret. They wanted the Margaret model for him. That was the model for Harry, was to be Princess Margaret 2.0. Let me see. Lily to you. Lily to you. Thank you so much. Lily to you. I love that. Lily to you. Thank you so much for the super sticker. And thank you so much for watching Royal Sussex. Oh, Lydia, I know, but oh, this, I hate the thought of that. That bothers me so much. Um, okay. Okay. I'm good. Thank you so much for your concern. Oh, thank you, Joan Garcia. And, it's just that foreboding feeling that I had yesterday is that I knew, you know, I didn't know that there would be another trailer. I didn't know that there would be this reaction to the trailer. But take a look at this. Royal expert round on Sussexes after their latest Netflix trailer described war against Meghan as a dirty game and suggests intrusion by the press using image taken from approved photo op in South Africa. Well, you know what? I don't give a rat's behind where the photos came from. The purpose of the trailer, which we don't know if the Sussexes know where this was sourced or where that was sourced, they're telling a story. They're conveying the imagery that makes up the life that Harry has known as a member of that family, and of course, the life that Meghan had married into. And I'm going to say again, Meghan was being singled out as having created this division with Harry, but it was actually Harry that was like, we're not doing that because he's trying to protect her. He's trying to protect his wife. Now, two serious relationships that Harry has had has gone to hell in a handbasket because of the press intrusion. So he meets the one, he meets Meghan. Um, and let's face it, Meghan is absolutely dynamic. Absolutely dynamic. I mean, just the
the whole everything. She's everything. And when Harry saw Meghan, his reaction was, I gotta up my game. I'm gonna tell you guys a little secret. The aristocrats, the royals, if they're not a complete a-hole like some of those royals, when they meet an American that doesn't show them the deference, that doesn't bow and curtsy and scrape and bootlick, those are the ones that drive them insane. They go crazy about that. They love the fact that they are being seen for who they are and not as some type of deity or godlike figure. They're glad. Now, I think that there's quite a few royals, and you guys will agree that there are some royals who wouldn't have it any other way. The more you can kiss up, the more you are welcome to be a part of their world. The more you're needed to uplift them and to remind them how great and important they are. But if there's a any type of, let's say, empathy, if there's any type of genuine nature, they don't want that. Harry didn't want that. Harry never wanted that. I would say that William, you know, considering that he married a waxworks from Madame Tussauds, yeah, he needs that. He needs someone who's not going to get in his way, someone who will not outshine him. He needs that. So, or should I say, someone who doesn't have a personality to outshine him. I mean, appearance wise, that's the easy part, but he doesn't want anyone with a personality. He doesn't have a personality, and he certainly doesn't want to be overshadowed by one. So, yeah, but I think that that is something that if you look back at some of the royals, like when Kit Kennedy married into well, when she was supposed to be the next Duchess of Devonshire. Let me see, she was married, right? But the husband died before he inherited the title. And so, you know, then she died in a plane crash. But they loved her. Not that they were royals, but anybody who ever met Kit Kennedy was crazy about her. The Kennedys didn't give a rip about their titles. Least of all, Kit Kennedy. She was just a happy go lucky person, didn't care about that stuff. So I think that's the difference. That is why when Harry met Meghan, it just everything changed for him. And he found himself a way out, and he's never going to go back. He never wants to go back. So um, let's go on here. Fury at Sussex's Netflix claim of war on Meghan, sources say is absolutely wrong to suggest Harry and his wife had been briefed against, as bombshell new trailer is laced with race and hate slurs. Um, I I think we have pretty much decided that this is likely the way it was, that they had been briefed against, that the calls were coming from inside the house. Uh, we know that. And of course, Dan Wooten told us. Dan Wooten, the egomaniac he is, as it says here, Dan Wooten launches a tirade against the Duke and Duchess of Sussex. It's so much easier to blame anything uncomfortable on racism rather than address the fact that the negativity towards them is coming from within the royal family. That's what he said. He didn't make that up. He didn't pull it out of thin air. And of course, in the spirit of that, thought about that movie When a Stranger Calls. When was the last time you criticized the Sussexes? Well, that wasn't actually the line, but you get what I'm saying. I think that that is going to be demonstrated in the docu-series. And we're going to get a better chance to see exactly how the moving parts worked. That's what I believe. We are going to get a chance to see exactly how these moving parts were working against the Sussexes, briefing against the Sussexes. The fact that they are going to, well, it appears as though they're going to name names. And that's what has them in a panic. That is what has them in a panic, is the fact that they are likely to name names. Harry said that is the only way to go. In so many words, we don't have a choice. This is the only protection they have, is to call them out and make public where the threats are coming from, where the hate is coming from. That's the only way to call them out. And as some people have been speculating, that if there is some evidence, from Bot Sentinel, well, I'll tell you what, better fasten your seatbelt, because it's going to be a very bumpy night. It is going to be a very, very bumpy night. Nothing is ever going to be the same again after this docuseries. It is never going to be the same again, because it's a lot of people that are running scared. I'm enjoying it. It makes me nervous, but I'm enjoying it. Light Side of the Moon says, "Oh, Baron, chin up. We understand. We don't like to think of the intrusion issue of A&L either." Oh, yeah, Archie and Lily. Let me see. "Let not your heart be troubled. Don't be sad." Well, I gotta feel what I feel, and you know, I'm optimistic at this point, because it's either going to change the direction that the tabloids are taking, or it may even put them out of business. But something is going to change. I think this was well thought out, because let's remember, there's a lawsuit which involves Elton John and a few other people, right? That's the problem for them. And then, of course, um, isn't Pierce Morgan still in some kind of peril about his role that he played in things at the Sun? I mean, that is also, there's a there's a few things that are at play right now. And is this the end of the beginning, or is this the beginning of the end? I guess that's the only way to look at it. Is this the end of the beginning, or the beginning of the end? But I want Archie and Lily to be safe, and I want them to have a future where they won't have to know of the paparazzi as we know it now, that they won't have to know of the patterns of hate from the tabloids that we know of now. Because those people, those tabloids, they don't mind hurting kids. They don't mind exploiting kids. They do not mind. They're unbothered by how much pain that it has, been directed at children, or inadvertently perhaps, but still, they just don't care. It's almost like a sociopath. It's like having a sociopath stalking you. They just don't care how much hurt they inflict upon a person. I mean, Meghan lost a child. Meghan lost a child because of the hate campaign. I just believe that, and I'm always going to believe that. It cost the Sussexes a child. They planned for two children, and every goal that they had changed or was pushed back. They had to, push things back, rearrange their lives around the loss of that child. They had to have time to grieve. And of course, they wanted to have a sibling for Archie. So, their pursuit to increase the size of their family, they didn't give up on that. So a lot of things changed because of the whoever these people are. I'll just say whoever they are. But yeah, that changed a lot. It hurt a lot. It caused a lot of trouble. Okay. Let's see here. So this is just these are some photos I used before. This is how I imagine the tabloids, how I imagine the reporters. This is like an extreme view of what's possible when you have a hate campaign against you. And if you guys remember this, they went to the One World Trade Center, and of course, the tabloids, the establishment, the Royal Rotor, they were all caught up in their feelings because of the amount of attention that the Sussexes received on that trip to New York. They were outraged by the fact that this had nothing to do with the Royal Rotor, the royal family, the firm. This was an event totally of the Sussexes' control, and they could not take it. And this is when that guy, if you guys remember, Madam Duchess, this is the day we started calling her Madam Duchess, because even though the American photographer, or reporter, journalist, he wasn't schooled in the ways of protocol, but he was full of respect. And that's what I love about that moment, is that even though he didn't know much about the royal family, he didn't know anything about the titles or whatever, he had enough respect for Meghan to refer to her as Madam Duchess, which I thought was the most beautiful thing that happened on that trip to New York, as far as I'm concerned. Okay, I think I sound kind of nasally, right? Uh, like I'm pinching my nose or something. I almost sound like Nell Carter, I think. Do I sound like Nell Carter? I'm hearing a little bit of Nell Carter. I'm hearing a little bit of Nell Carter in my voice. Let me see if I can do something about my sinuses. Give me a break. Give me a break. The game is survival. Give me a break. See what I mean? I'm hearing Nell Carter. God, that's irritating. Okay, hold on. Let me try again. All right. I don't think that did anything, but yeah, I hear my voice, but I'm also hearing Nell Carter. That is weird. Let me see here. Catherine Bryan says, "Believe God is listening to our prayers. He will step in at His time. He will step in at His time." Yes, Catherine Bryan, thank you so much for that. Thank you. I appreciate hearing that, and um, that is absolutely lovely. Thank you so much for watching Royal Sussex, and thank you for being a member. Gosh, this is driving me crazy. I'm still hearing Nell Carter. Nell Carter. Nell, no. Okay. Chief? No. Okay. Georgia Walker, thank you so much for the super sticker, and thank you so much for watching Royal Sussex. Okay. I'm checking to see if I got. Oh, gosh, I'm like so far behind with the comments. I'm so sorry, you guys. I won't be able to. Hey, Marshar, Mama Jane, LDSW, Vinny Blair. Let me see. Hey, Black Queen, Saw Boss. Oh, let me see. Francilia Mosley says shipwreck already started being a turncoat. Oh, Chris Ship with a P, not a T. That one, Chris Ship with a P, not a T, trying to distance himself from the others. Oh, is he really? Joan Garcia says, let me see, Baron, the actress Gabrielle Sidibe mom gave her best advice I'll never forget. She said, they didn't make you, so let them, so don't let them break you. Oh, I love that. They didn't make you, so don't let them break you. Oh, I love it. Oh, is that it? Okay, well, gosh, I hope that's not the case. I mean, I don't want to be sick. Uh, I think it's just because I'm a little upset for Archie and Lily, and it kind of got to me. Okay, so this lady, I have no idea who she is. Let me see if I can figure out who she is. I want to say that I saved. Let me see if I can find that. Go to bookmark. I need my bookmark. Where's the bookmark? Oh, there it is. So I don't think you guys will be able to hear this.
Allegation this time last year. I think we should all brace ourselves for a bit of a rocky ride, but the truth will come out. I believe that YouTubers will be named in this documentary. I deeply suspect Yankee Wally, Murky.
Okay. Yankee Wally, Murky Meg, the antique dealer. She's naming YouTubers that she think will be named. Um, that has caused a lot of. Well, I guess she's trying to say that she believes that there is part of a mass conspiracy, which of course we know that there is some type of conspiracy, but I can't confirm that any of those people are part of it. But definitely they profited a lot. I mean, how could you be an antique dealer one day? You're going to like thrift stores looking for ugly bric-a-brac, and then all of a sudden you have this big light bulb moment when you find out, gosh, I can make a lot of money if I badmouth Harry and Meghan, especially Meghan. So that is where, you know, uh, hey, it is true that there is money in hate. That hate toward the Sussexes has become a $1 billion industry. So it was interesting what she said. However, not everyone agrees wholly with everything that she said, but she did call out those people and said that they will likely be named as time goes by. They will be named as part of this conspiracy. Can't say for sure, but well, let me see. Murky Meg is still doing hateful YouTube. Do surprise they allow them to profit off hate? Well, I mean, let's face it. They make a lot of money. It's interesting how squatties are constantly threatened from, the powers that be because of us trying to defend the Sussexes, whereas the people that are full of hate and poison, is hard to get rid of them. No matter how much people complain, they seem to have 9 lives where their hate is concerned. So it's interesting. So Peter Hunt says Prince William is acutely sensitive to any suggestion his side briefed against his brother. It'll be fascinating to see if Prince Harry sticks to this, to generalities, or deliver chapter and verse. So, okay, I'll say this much about what Peter Hunt said, that so far they haven't, I guess, showed their hand, meaning that with the um, with these trailers, there's a lot to entice you. Will it deliver? I say yes. I say yes. This is a Sussex production. This is Archwell production. This is not the BBC, where the pressure from the palace is going to change the narrative. So this is not the Crown, where you have, what's his name, Peter, whatever his name is, a friend of Prince Charles, producing it. So this is going to be very different because this is an Archwell production. This is the story that the Sussexes wanted to tell for themselves. So I believe that whereas before we have been disappointed time and time again by this big buildup of, oh, this time they're really going to nail the royal family. There's a reason why they're afraid of this. There is a big reason why they're afraid of this, because whatever they say, whatever they do, they don't have the people that they can influence inside of Archwell. They don't have people that will influence Archwell Productions the way that they have influenced the Today Show, Good Morning America. Of course, the guy who wrote The Crown has an OBE. They don't have that kind of influence. And, I've all but given up on The Crown, but there is still the next season. And perhaps they will, maybe this season was for Charles, and maybe next season we'll focus on Diana. And I mean, really focus on Diana. I'm not going to hold my breath and say, oh, yeah, for sure that's going to happen, because we have been disappointed so many times. But this one, I don't think they have control over it the same way that they have been able to control the narrative with so many other things. Marcy Foreman says, Baron, the most wonderful thing is I'm seeing in that the world is watching the treatment of the Sussexes. More and more people are realizing truth. The smear campaign isn't working anymore. Yeah, and you know what, Marcy Foreman? Let me just add this to what you just said. The funeral. The funeral was a really bad moment for the royal family. It was a bad moment for the media, the tabloid media, because they couldn't help themselves but to attack the Sussexes. They couldn't help themselves. They're so used to being able to do that without anyone saying, leave her alone, leave them alone. But the world watched, the world took mental notes, the world has receipts. And isn't it interesting how the campaign for the Republic, of course, to, end the monarchy, how they cite racism as one of the big problems of that institution. is the way that they treated the Sussexes. That has been part of their conversation. And also, when you hear people from Scotland call into those radio shows and such, they all mention, well, not all, but I'm just saying it's not unusual for them to mention how racist that institution is. So, yeah, as long as people are talking about it, I'm happy. Thank you so much for your comment. I feel some semblance of satisfaction knowing that it is part of the conversation. Let me see. Deirdre Mankey says, Baron, I say tell it. I believe there is an organized mess against Harry and Meghan. Before I found you, I was listening to another Harry and Meghan podcast. Started out positive and then the trolls took over. Sick of it. Do you hear me? Sick. I'm sick of it. Absolutely. And if it's the one that I'm thinking about, if it's that channel, yeah, that well, I'll just say this. If it's the same channel, yes, they changed. Or if it's the same two channels, yes, it changed. Thank you so much for your comment. All right. Okay, so Anne Boleyn, if you guys know her from Twitter, Royal Reporters for the last 5 years, we have exclusive inside palace sources who are saying that Harry and Meghan, blah, 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 blah. Royal Reporters today, Harry and Meghan are claiming that palace sources leaked stories about them. Absurdity. You see the difference? So for 5 years, the reporters have been saying that they have an exclusive inside the palace source. And now that the Sussexes are threatening to expose that or them or whatever the sources are, now the reporters are saying Harry and Meghan are claiming that palace sources leak stories. Well, you all told us that it was coming from inside the palace. And so we're supposed to believe that it has gone from what you told us to now it's an absurdity. You all are the ones that said that. They have been saying for years that, like, for instance, let me give you a case in point. That flip side of the nickel, Lady C. Lady C loves to say that she was at a dinner with somebody who once saw Harry and Meghan at the garden party, and that Harry had whispered something, or no, she whispered in his ear, and then all of a sudden they slapped Camilla and pushed Charles in the grass, and they said, "Oh, we're out of here. This place stinks." Or, of course, I'm exaggerating, but that is the absurdity right there, is this idea that Lady C knows somebody who once heard somebody and then bumped into somebody at the Tesco's that told her that this is what happened. She knows about as much as you, I, and the man on the moon. But yeah, so Anne Boleyn, thank you. If you're listening, thank you so much for that, because that is absolutely brilliant. And that is exactly the way this is played out. And that is, all these years, they have been saying there's someone that they have inside the palace, or I talk to certain people. Now, all of a sudden, they don't know those people, or that's an absurdity, that's not how it goes. Well, you have to pick a side. You have to choose which one of these is true, or can they both be true at the same time? I think their truth was the first one, that they know somebody on the inside. That's the only way to give credibility to a hunch. Remember when Camilla Tominey said that Meghan said that Archie was a voracious reader? Remember that? That was a lie. Or how about when the guy on Australian television said that you can go on Archwell, right? The squatties couldn't do it, but he could do it. You can go on Archwell and you can buy merchandise that they're selling the Archwell merchandise on their website, that he's seen it. Or how about the group of reporters, the one that got 300 pounds and lost her lashes? How about the group of reporters that said they saw the Oprah interview before it even aired because they had inside information? So either you have it or you don't, but you don't get to have it both ways. They can't make up a lie fast enough to impress me anymore. They're not capable of making up their lies fast enough. Like, for instance, right here, just talk to an American TV station who said masses of Americans are let me see. Make sure I got that right. Let me pull that down. Okay, yes. Masses of American TV stations who say I'm sorry. Let me try that again. I just talked to an American. Oh, wait. I'm doing the wrong voice. That's the problem. I, I just talked to an American TV station who says masses of Americans are they're fascinated by Harry and Meghan's trailer with lots thinking it's really mean because Meghan's because she's a Hollywood actress. They think it's mean. I just talked to an American TV station who says masses of Americans are fascinated by Harry and Meghan's trailer, with lots thinking it's really mean. Well, how about this? Let's try this on for mean. You are given an opportunity to follow Harry for what was it, a year? Was it a matter of months or a year? Newsweek says, okay, Angela, you can trail Harry around. We'll see to it. You can trail him around. And then after a certain amount of time, then you can write for the magazine article, right? This was part of a cover of Newsweek. The article was for a cover of Newsweek for Prince Harry. The Prince's Trust exclusive, How Prince Harry Made His Peace with the World by Angela Levin. Okay, she did that. But Angela Levin decided, oh no, this looks like an opportunity to me. So she took the opportunity that was given to her and she wrote a book. And so Omen Scobie, this is how you know that this is true, because Omen Scobie would risk himself professionally. He would risk a lawsuit if he lied. Omen says, I'll share what Kensington Palace officials told me at the time. Through Newsweek, Levin was given access to official engagements to and chat with Harry about a 2017 for a 2017 cover. Then, without permission, she turned that material into a book. Harry was crushed and his team was furious. She only spoke to Harry for 15 minutes? They had one sit down. Other than that, she was on him, all over him like a cheap suit, following him every place he went. She was given access to these engagements. Ride along, tag along, don't say anything to him. And then finally, she gets an opportunity to sit down and talk to him. And then she uses that. And so And this is not only Omid Scobie. Someone else called her out, and I can't recall who it was. And they said, but you only spoke to him one time. You had to sit down with him for a matter of minutes. She said that reporters don't need to spend a lot of time with someone. She said one of the things that a good reporter does is that you can observe and you can be in those spaces, and you know a lot from the time that you spend observing a person. She said that. Now, those are not her exact words. I don't recall the exact circumstances, but I do remember what she was conveying with her lame excuse about how a magazine cover turned into the definitive expert on Prince Harry book. Ah, yep, I recall. Um, but yeah, nice griff, work if you can get it. Let's see here. Carla Williams says, Baron, I hope you get on a TV show to discuss Harry and Meghan. You see this so clearly. Oh, thank you, Carla Williams. I do the best I can, but you know what? It is a team effort. I could never take full responsibility. It is a team effort. Um, the folks on Twitter, the other YouTube content creators, I think we all, gather knowledge, share our thoughts. And I have to say, it is a team effort. And so many of the receipts that I share, some of those receipts are some that I have kept myself, like, for instance, the one on the left and right. And then some of them are shared by other squatties. And for instance, the Pinocchio of her, that's my handiwork. I take full responsibility for the Pinocchios of a few of those royal reporters. But thank you so much for that. But yeah, I think that the squad does amazing work for being totally independent of anybody at all except for ourselves. But we do have our constituents, and that, of course, is the other people in the Sussex squad, because that's how I look at it. I'm not just sitting here by myself. You guys are my constituents, and I like to get stuff right so that whatever I share, that you guys are armed with the best information possible. That is so important. Of course, I don't always get it right. Sometimes I forget certain elements of things, but on the whole, I try to vet all the information that I take so that I can make sure that it's not just something made up. But thank you so much, Carla Williams. I greatly appreciate that. And I'm going to continue to do the best I can to put the most accurate information out there, and that my opinions are rooted in something that makes sense instead of just, something I just pull out of thin air. I mean, if I pull stuff out of the thin air, what would that make me? A royal rota. If I just pull stuff out of thin air, if I just make up stuff, that would make me a royal rota. And the last thing I want to do is align myself with the royal rota. So thank you so much, and thank you for being here, and the very, very nice comment. Okay, so, oh gosh, what did I just do? Gosh, where was I? Okay, I'm scrolling. I'm scrolling. All right, let me take the royal rodent away. Let me get rid of her. Oh, my sinuses are getting better. Thank you, Black Queen. You guys, please do a thumbs up. Again, please do it. Claire Kane. Hi, Claire Kane. You guys see what I mean? There's Claire Kane. She's also a content creator. And because we are in this struggle for the truth, we have to support all of the channels in the Sussex squad. So you guys don't forget to go over to Claire Kane. She has some very, very well produced videos, very professional, very easy to understand. Unlike me, she's not all over the place. uh, she actually has a, you know, so it's a nice break from me if you can get over there and catch Claire K. Oh man. I mean, I know, but that's part of my charm is that I'm all over the place, right? And for those of you guys who have stuck with me and have watched me run in circles, I have to say you guys deserve a prize for that because I don't know if I could do it. Hello, Mystic Toxin. Thank you so much for being here. Abuse sees abuse. Anybody who knows knows. Oh, I love that. That's brilliant. Thank you so much for that. Let me see. Naomi Maria says, Baron, there's always a method behind the palace's madness. Did they make the Queen's funeral all about Harry and Meghan to take focus off Charles and Camilla's whereabouts at the time Queen's last breath? Yeah, they it was it was and I can't believe I'm going to say this, but it was too much Harry and Meghan. It was too much. You're supposed to be grieving the loss of the queen who spent 70 years on the throne. Then do that. Why are you making it about Harry and Meghan? Now, if you want to make it about Harry and Meghan without all the nasty glances and comments and making up stuff, fine. But that's the way it went. They was like, oh, Harry didn't even see his grandmother before she died. And then we find out that none of them were there. Only Anne, for sure, was with the Queen when she died. Charles, maybe. But the rest of them, for days, they maintained this lie that only Prince Harry didn't make it. When the truth is, when you look at the timetable, I'm not even sure if Charles was there. Charles was alerted, since you brought it up, Charles was alerted by staff that the Queen had taken a turn for the worse. So they had already dispatched a helicopter to take him to Balmoral. Camilla, of course, they had to take her out for a walk, give her a pan of food and some water, and, get her all settled. And then she was driven there. They had to shampoo her to make sure she had a nice shiny coat just in case she found herself on television. So, yeah, that's what they did with Camilla. Uh, they took her out for a little walk, gave her a pan of food and a bowl of water, and just to make sure she was okay before they put her in a car for such a long road trip. Woo! Okay, I thank you, Naomi. I had to get that out of my system. Oh, if I don't do that at least once per, then it's too much. I'm taking too long. But a pan of water, some food. They had to feed her and take her for a little walk, then shampoo her and make sure she got a nice shiny coat in case the cameras were around. And then she joined Charles. Yes, that's the way I see it. Oh man. Okay. Olivia Harris, how dare you? A sugar cube or two. Now that is just cruel. How could you look at her and assume that they would treat her like she was some kind of Oh, okay. Yeah, I see it. Never mind. I see it too. That's okay. I got you. Uh Okay, Queen Consort Camilla was instrumental in destroying Princess Diana's marriage to King Charles and instrumental in elevating Angela Levin, Meghan Markle hater, as her biographer. No plausible deniability. Connect the dots. That's Prince Harry's mother and wife, if Harry speaks. So while there have been so many people trying to protect Camilla from judgment, so many people have tried to protect her from judgment. The truth is, Camilla has been instrumental in tormenting Princess Diana. Charles has, of course, been in the driver's seat where tormenting Princess Diana is concerned, and they want to rewrite the history. And also let us not forget Harry and whatever William may or may not feel about the situation. But Harry was gracious enough to give a tepid amount of approval to Camilla by being photographed in her presence, by going on various functions and stuff where she was present. He did not, like, he didn't give her the cold shoulder. He didn't stare her down like the Countess of Wessex tried to do with Meghan. He didn't do any of that stuff. Harry is not guilty of some of the trashy behavior that has been committed against Meghan. He hasn't done that to Camilla. He hasn't done that to anybody in the family. I mean, I think all things considered, Harry has been very gracious toward his brother. I mean, yeah, he's given him some pretty hurt looks and such, but Harry has not directly attacked his brother. He has not tried to embarrass his brother. If telling the truth is embarrassment, um, I think the only thing that they, well, not think, God, I'm trying to stop doing that, but I know for sure that the only beef that they could ever possibly have with Harry is all based on him protecting his wife. That's it. Protecting his wife, protecting his family. That is the only reason why Harry has ever given anybody the look. It is to protect his family, it is to make his family secure. And that's it. I wish you could say the same for the others, but we all know you can't because that's not the way it's been uh, delivered. So, okay, let me take a look at some of your comments before I go on. I'm trying to get myself situated. Ooh, just right. Oh, I think this is better. This is better. Let me see how this works. By the way, it's 1,264 people. Please, you guys, make sure you hit that like button. Make sure you are subscribed. And as always, thank you so much for watching Royal Sussex. Happy Monday to you guys. Anna Espinoza, I'm so glad you're here. Okay, so these are some headlines. Dodie dead, Diana hurt and smashed. Dodie dead, Diana badly injured. Dodie is killed, Diana badly injured in Paris crash. And of course, Princess Diana and Dodie are killed in Paris car crash. Diana dies in Paris. Now, I recall when, I think it was maybe one of the documentaries, they said that the photos of Diana injured in the back of that car was worth a fortune. and that they were likely going to make a lot of money off of those photos. But when Diana died, the photos were worthless. Even when Diana was badly injured, they were still trying to use her as a commodity, even while she was badly injured. And that is part of the history that they want us to forget. They want us to forget that. These are just a handful of the tabloids that have churned up all of the hate, all of the discontent, all of the negativity, sowing seeds of doubt, creating this air of shadiness around the Duchess of Sussex. And bottom line is just that. Their bottom line is the reason why they are so, uh, I guess, anxious to attack every chance they get is because it makes money. But there's another reason, and that's because of this cult that they live in, this royalist cult that they live in, that they can't look at her as a human being. They have to dehumanize her to make it acceptable to maintain this campaign of hate. When it comes to the truth, they're not interested in that. The truth can go to hell. They will execute the truth. That is not important to the tabloids. How about this one right here? Most British institutions pandered to the Mail's blackmailing and racism. Now, this was a byline investigation, but it's not limited to the Mail. I mean, you can't really have one without the other. There's the Sun, there's the Mirror, there's the Express. But most institutions, meaning, of course, that no one in Britain wants to have the Mail against them. They don't want to get on the wrong side of the Daily Mail or the Mail on Sunday. There are people who are just so afraid to ever find themselves on the wrong side of the Mail. And we know this to be true. It is a type of power that I don't think it was ever that strong. I don't think that William Randolph Hearst had as much power as the tabloid newspapers. Now, for those of you guys who may have heard of it, fine if you haven't heard of it, but the yellow journalism is a phrase that was coined, I believe it was for William Randolph Hearst, because in the port of Manila, was it? In the port of Manila, Hearst was part of this consortium of people who wanted to project the power of the United States. During that period of time, the United States was just flexing its muscles as a superpower after World War I, I think it was. And so they wanted the world to know that the United States was an empire, just like any of the old world European countries. And so for that reason, they, if I understand it, and it's been a while since I even thought about this, but I'm just winging it right now. But I do believe that Hearst was very much interested in that war because, number one, he gets to report on it. And number two, he was part of that group of people that wanted to project power. And so they call it yellow journalism because of the complexion of the people that they made war with. And by the way they did that was by blowing up an American ship. Well, actually, they said the boiler of the ship exploded, but instead of accepting this as just an engineering problem, they thought it was better for people to believe that the boat was attacked, that the ship was attacked. And that is why they say that. And so William Randolph Hearst who was the inspiration for the movie Citizen Kane, had so much power because of the press. So I don't think it's in any way comparable to Rupert Murdoch or to, Lord Nappyhead, because those two right there, as just two media groups, have a lot of power. But that power is starting to wane because of the social media. But we can't rest because they're trying to take over social media too. They're doing their best to take over social media. So um, do not rest, you guys. Keep saving receipts, keep calling them out. Yes, occasionally we will end up in, social media jail, but well, um, better to go out fighting. Let me see, Baron. I believe the tabloid press was powerful at one time, but like everything in life, change is coming. All of the lawsuits will eventually put them out of business. The sooner, the better. Yeah, 1960. Didn't I just say that? The best way to deal with rich people is to turn them into poor people. I think I said that yesterday. If you turn a rich person into a poor person, all of a sudden they go from being a mighty lion to a pathetic little lamb. Okay, thank you so much. Cheryl says stress break. Senator John Kennedy urges Georgia to pick Herschel Walker instead of high IQ people. Uh, okay, John Kennedy. He's a conservative, and that name is so odd. But yeah, he's a conservative. He's a Republican. That John Kennedy. He's not anything like the Kennedys, the Camelot Kennedys. Okay, so here's an example of one of my favorite things. And of course, I have mentioned this on several occasions. We're so racist, we drove out Meghan Markle, Tom Leonard says here. Why does America's smuggest newspaper have such a pathological loathing for Britain? We dine out on boiled mutton. The economy is falling apart, and we're so racist we drove out Meghan Markle. Tom Leonard examines another New York Times howitzer. The hot-headed reporter in the latest edition of Serial, the hit U.S. true crime podcast. Is that part of the same story? Okay, I don't think so. But anyway, the New York Times is not their, their B word. They're not their B word. They act independently of the crown, of the establishment. They're not trying to win favor with the royal family. They're not afraid that if they report the truth, that they won't get access to Will and Kate. Let me see. Oh, I saw that, Claire Kane. I saw that. Yeah, you're right. I did see that where they said that the numbers were dropping like a brick. I saw that. And I believe it to be true. But the problem is that they're putting their tentacles into the social media. Now, a little while ago, do you guys remember when I shared a story that the Express posted in the Facebook? And I would say that if you looked at 50 comments in the comments section, maybe 47 out of the 50 said, leave them alone. Don't you have anything better to do? Another lying story about Meghan. And it was one after the other on the Facebook. And these were not squatties. These were not squatties. These were people who saw the Express pop up in their feed. And one after the other, they called out the Express again and again and again. That is the majority of people. That is the majority of people in Britain. The majority of people in Britain do not hate Meghan Markle. It's hard to see otherwise because of how efficient the tabloid has been and how much reach that the palace has within the American legacy media, except for the, you know, New York Times. But they have so much power to create a narrative against Harry and Meghan. We almost forget that most people do not see it that way. So even though I have gotten myself upset earlier talking about Archie and Lily, I know better. It's just sometimes my emotions get the better of me, especially when children are involved, but I know better. The Sussexes are still winning. And after this docu-series, I predict nothing will ever be the same again. And even if this is not what tears down the walls of Jericho, even if this isn't what brings down the Roman Empire or whatever you want to call it, even though this is not going to be the single act that tears down that institution, we're going to get a lot closer after this docuseries than we've been at any point in time. Trust and believe we're going to be so much closer to seeing this institution go to hell in a handbasket. Now, that being said, there's always going to be a royal family. I don't care if there's a royal family, but leave Harry and Meghan and Archie and Lily and Doria, just leave them alone. I don't care what they have or don't have. I don't care anything about that stuff. Just leave the Sussexes alone. That's all I'm interested in. I don't care about any of that stuff. Let them have all of those trinkets that they have and the multiple homes if people are still interested in watching them live the lifestyles of the rich and brainless. Fine. Oh, that's good. I just made that up. The rich and brainless. The lifestyles of the rich and brainless. I'm going to have to use that again. Oh, that was lovely. I like that. Anyway, but I'm just saying, let them have all that junk. And I hope it serves them well. But just leave the Sussexes alone and they're just we don't have a problem. All right. Check it out. Check it out. Worst royal crisis in 85 years. Um the worst royal crisis in 85 years was the Oprah interview. But in order to make that assumption, you have to totally overlook Andrew Duff's 12 million pound deal to halt that. Now, I would say that's a crisis. When you go to your mama's funeral and somebody yells, Andrew, you're a sick old man, you're the one with the problem. You're the one with the problem, not the Sussexes. You got a problem when you go to your mama's funeral and somebody tells you you're a sick old man. You have a problem. That is projection, isn't it? Okay. Let me see right here. Prince Williams weighs into U.S. politics as he sends letter to girlfriend of Capitol riot cop Brian Sicknick, who died one day after harrowing attack, as he praises officers for upholding democracy. Now, I saw this in my receipts. I saw this in my receipts. And I thought to myself, um, is this like, was he was he expecting to meet them at the Earth flop? Was he expecting to meet them at the Earth flop? That is so weird. I mean, it's just like, did you think or were you hoping? Was this like something to make you look more human? I don't understand what they were expecting. Oh, what is going on here? I sound nasal. Um, does it sound weird to anybody else? Let me see. I mean, I tried to clear my sinuses. Let me. Oh, okay. I get what you're saying. Let me try that. Let me try that. I'll try to open up another screen and see if that helps. Give me just a second, you guys. Okay. I hope this works. All right. I hope that works. I'm back again. And there we are. Let me go back to where I left off. Gosh, I didn't get very far, did I? I still got a little ways to go. All right. I hope that's better. I hope that's better. I'm not using my microphone right now, so I think it may sound a bit hollowed. Let me see. Oh, okay. Thank you, Claire Kane. Oh, thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Yeah, my sinuses are a bit congested. I was actually like well, I moved around and let me see. I can try one more thing. Let me try one more thing. All right. Give me just a second, you guys. Give me just a second here. Okay, am I still Nell Carter? Do I still sound like Nell Carter? Give me a break. The game is survival. Give me a break and plan my arrival. Give me a break for heaven's sakes. What happened to my piece of the cake? Give me a break. Oh man. I think I was sounding a bit like Nell Carter. Yeah, so I wonder if he thought that he was going to meet Officer Sicknick's girlfriend or something. This was just very weird. I don't understand what the point of the letter was. Why would you just out of the blue write a letter about upholding democracy to just randomly like this? I don't understand what the point of it was. But yeah, well, anyway, as far as I know, there was no meeting. But yeah, it was some intention there. We just don't know what it is. Mercedes Keys, howdy. Let me see. The monarchy is a modern day mafia where no one gets to leave. Oh, I'm sorry. Let me highlight that. Where no one gets to leave, Harry and Meghan left, and also exposing all their evil functions. You're absolutely right about that. As a matter of fact, what did George V call it? The firm. And the firm sounds like, what do you call that? Um, Oh, what is the word I'm looking for? A metaphor for the mafia. Yeah. Well, you guys, I have to tell you, isn't it weird? My sinuses are bad and I sound obnoxious. And that person who was the guest speaker on Duchess of Success, I think she sounded so hot. I mean, just like hot. You know, if that's what feeling under the weather does for your voice is make you sound hot, everybody should be under the weather. Well, I'm just kidding. We don't want to be under the weather, but you get what I'm saying. I was just like, who is that? Wow, she sounds hot. Okay, let's move on. Um, okay, so the other day I mentioned, do you guys remember me saying that Meghan was criticized after she was embraced by those children in Cornwall, not Cornwall, but in Wales? And then also when they went to Scotland, Meghan hugged a few people and they were trying to get her to be 50% less. And so part of the campaign to try to make Meghan into a jointed doll in which you hang clothes was to criticize her in the media for embracing people. And so as I was looking through my receipts today, what did I find? I found this little nugget. So does Meghan need to be so huggy wuggy? Number one, how old are you, huggy wuggy? How old are you? And number two, who are you to get to say that Meghan is being too huggy wuggy or that, okay, let's use adult language, that she embraces people too much, that she hugs people too much? And so I remember that the talking heads, that the royal rodents were talking about it, but I forgot about this article by Jan Moore. Now, if anybody needs a hug, an embrace, a man is is Jan Moore. If anybody needs affection, Jan Moore does. There's something about Jan Moore that says she would make a great girlfriend because no matter when you call her, if you say, "What you doing?" "Nothing." "Want me to come over?" "Yeah." I mean, it's not like she got any place else to go or anything else to do besides writing hateful comments about people, nasty, negative comments. Yeah, but this is girlfriend material. You don't have to worry about her going out and starting to stray on you, that's for sure. And every Friday and Saturday night, she's always home. I don't care what the occasion. I'm pretty sure she's at home. So, um, oh man. Now, you guys don't scream when I tell you this, but do you guys remember that time she criticized Tom Cruise? Do you guys remember the time that Jan Moore had the nerves to be critical of Tom Cruise, making comments about Tom Cruise's appearance? I remember that. She was very, very unkind to Tom Cruise. Like he was well, let me see if I can find that article. Okay, Jan Moore. I know he's charismatic. Now, this is what she said about Tom Cruise, May the 19th. All right, let me bring it up here. He is the last man. Okay. Oh, wait. All right.
Jan Moore, I know he's charismatic. Oh yeah. I know he's a charismatic gnome, but even as Hollywood A-listers devoted to their devilry, Tom Cruise gives me the creeps. She said Tom Cruise gives her the creeps. Okay, is this working? Jan Moore said that Tom Cruise gives her the creeps. She gets the creeps from Tom Cruise. All right, I don't think y'all heard me. Jan Moyer said that Tom Cruise gives her the creeps. That's what she said. Now, you got to have a lot of courage to write a column like that about a Hollywood A-lister. He is the last man standing, the straightest of the straight arrows, and according to some, the only true A-list film star left in the world. He is gorgeous, ageless, and fearless, but nevertheless, Tom Cruise slightly gives me the creep. It's irrational, it's unfair, but I can't help it. In Big Jan Book of Bad, in the Big Jan Book of, she got a book called The Big Jan Book of Bad. My groundless beefs against Tom Cruise includes the oppression of his sincerity, the thickness of his hair, his continuing devotion to daredevilry, and the lavish humility he extends at every opportunity. Well, I tell you this much. She's a good writer. I mean, she keeps it moving, but I think she should have left the part out about the creeps. The creeps is misleading, misplaced, unfortunate, weird, tacky, self-loathing, is provocative. I mean, I was provoked. You see, I had to say something about it, so it was provocative. So if she wanted, if she was trying to start something, she did. Shelly L says, yeah, she needs affection. She also needs to focus on one person in the room and just look at them out here trying to look at two people across from each other at the same time. I think I caught on. Do you remember? Do you remember that cartoon? Which way did he go? Which way did he go? Do you remember that cartoon? I don't know what cartoon that was where the character kind of looked kind of crazy. And he was like, which way did he go? Which way did he go? Oh, Lord. Thank you so much, Shelly L., for your comment. And thank you so much for the super chat. Now, I have speculated for a few years now that perhaps the actor Jack Elam slipped into the UK, perhaps to promote a movie, or perhaps he had a pen pal or something. But until I know exactly the paternity of Jan Moyer, I can only assume that there may have been a secret lustful rendezvous with somebody's mama and Jack Elam. Again, until I know better, I am going to stand by, and I mean that in this, I am unanimous that I think that the actor, the late actor, Jack Elam, may have gone through a paternity suit had he continued to live. So that's just my opinion. Recollections may vary.
Another person who I had considered, who could have possibly been the real father, was, of course, in that movie, Young Frankenstein. Yeah, there was an actor from Young Frankenstein who also could have been the person, the parent. But anyway, until I know better, I'm going to keep my opinions to myself, and we'll find out. But all I can say is, God save Marty Feldman. God save Marty Feldman. Tom Cruise gives me the creeps. The conversation just died. Frank Skinner recalls awkward exchange with Prince Edward and the Countess of Wessex. Yeah, I could imagine it was awkward. Now, the Countess of Wessex recently became famous because of those nasty glances that she gave Meghan during the funeral. But to me, one of her finest moments was when the camera caught her looking very solemn and very sad at Kate being the Princess of Wales, whereas the Countess of Wessex, well, her title has been the same that it was back in 1999. There is no new title for her. At the very least, some people thought she would have become the Countess, or I'm sorry, the Duchess of Edinburgh, but that didn't happen because Charles gave it to her niece, grandniece. So she will never be a duchess. Um, so let's see here. Let me see what that conversation consists of. Frank Skinner, the conversation just died. Frank Skinner recalls awkward exchange with Prince Edward and the Countess of Wessex. Now, here it says Frank has revealed that the Countess of Wessex criticized his performance of Three Lions in an uncomfortable exchange that also involved Edwina, or as he is better known, affectionately known, Prince Edward, the Prince Edward. The comedian actor opened up about his unprecedented conversation during his Absolute radio show at the weekend. So he was feeling under the weather, right? He was feeling under the weather and enters Edwina and Ford Fiesta. And they just flat out told him that he wasn't doing a good job. I mean, they had the caucasity to say that he wasn't doing a good job and that he was supposed to just take it. He wasn't supposed to push back in any way whatsoever. He was supposed to listen to their criticism and not say a word. Well, he felt differently about it, and he did say something. And they pretty much told him that you're not supposed to talk back to us. That's not how this works. I mean, this was absolutely bizarre that this exchange happened. He, of course, was dumbstruck by the odd, weird tone that they took. So, this is going to go down in the books as another one of those weird things about Sophie and what is his name? Edwina. This is going to go down as another one of those weird exchanges. I'm trying to see if I could find the story for you guys. Okay, so the comic duo have released their track with the Lightning Seed again to coincide with the World Cup and subsequently belted out the bangers to the crowd of royals and celebrities, hosted by Lee Mack at the Royal Albert Hall. However, Sophie
the wife of Edward, urged the pair, don't give up your day job. What? This is in the VIX. It's an online magazine called VIX, VIX. This sounds a little different from the other one that I heard, but let me continue. Don't give up your day job. During his Absolute Radio show over the weekend, Skinner told listeners he was feeling unwell on the night. I thought this is not how the royal walk thing works. And we honestly said, pardon? So he said to Sophie, pardon? It's supposed to be just banal compliments, right? Banal compliments, not, or is it benign? Benign compliments. But no, Sophie pushed again. I said, well done, a bit of live stuff, stand up and stuff, but she's sticking with it. He said, I said, well, we've done a bit of live stuff, stand up and stuff, but she's sticking with it. She said, yeah, but you haven't done anywhere the size of this. I said, look, I did the Palladium last Sunday. She looked at me. You're not supposed to be arguing. Sophie told this man, you're not supposed to be arguing. I don't think you're supposed to be arguing with me. You're supposed to just nod. It was like a really awkward thing. So Sophie told him, you're not supposed to argue with me. You're supposed to just nod. What's wrong with her? She wants to criticize this man and crap all over him the way she tried to do Meghan at the funeral, the way she tried to do Meghan at the Westminster Abbey Commonwealth Day. She is punching well above her pay grade. I just, as if that wasn't painful enough, Prince Edward then walked over and continued to butcher the boys. Skinner admitted he couldn't recall the exact words, but Prince Edward teased, that's a good review. The comic excused the couple for having little experience in speaking at annual bash of kind of. But I think what's happened is they don't really do this stuff much. They don't really do this stuff much. And let me see. The royals, he said, been reduced in numbers for various reasons. And so they've been pulled out to do this. And it's a bit of a skill just talking to someone for 10 minutes and not upsetting them, he said. He also claimed Edward just couldn't think of anything else to say to him, and the conversation just died. There was a moment where it was probably 3 seconds, but it felt like 10 minutes. He said, so things are well. And I thought, no, come on. And in the end, I started to think I wanted to put my arm around him a bit. I think so. So hopefully the likes of George Ezra, Becky Hill, and Ellie Goulding were more to the royals' taste on that night. So this, of course, is the Royal Variety Show. It's an annual event. It's like very kid-friendly entertainment and such. Is something that is so outdated. And of course, you guys know Sophie showed up. Well, let me just say this. Sophie got a lot of cheek trying to criticize someone and give someone any type of etiquette when you consider how she embarrassed herself with the Sophie tapes where she said critical stuff about the royal family. She was throwing her weight around with the telling people that, well, I'm a royal, that I help you out a whole lot.
Sophie's ecstasy and, well, that shock right there. And then, of course, Sophie, her marriage in crisis. And then, of course, Sophie just laughed as Chris pulled up. Okay, I'm going to leave it there. But I think that photo is supposed to be Sophie Wessex, I think. Um, so she's playing high and mighty. You know, she's so full of herself, but she, oh, she she's been an embarrassment for the family. Lex says, anyone see Baldy and Kate wedding pictures on? Oh, as a matter of fact, I'm going to share that very soon. I have one photo. But I will share it. Thank you so much for the super chat. Let me get moving here because I'm going way too slow. Now, don't forget, you guys, that hypercritical Sophie Wessex, this is the woman who showed up at the variety show looking like she was one of the performers, didn't she? She comes in there with the mini pearl couture gown on. Howdy! It's the Royal Variety Show, not the old Grand Opry, or I'm sorry, the Grand Old Opry. So she come in there dressed like she going to the Grand Old Opry instead of the Royal Variety Show. And she got the nerves to criticize somebody's performance. How dare you? How dare you? But she did. She could and she did. Ladies and gentlemen, Minnie Pearl. Howdy. Oh, man. Sussexes target British public. And not true. But again, this shows the desperation that they have in their attacks on the Sussexes. They're trying to create this narrative as though the Sussexes are trying to destroy the British royal family. Harry and Meghan are gaslighting the entire nation. Now, this is a new one. This is yesterday. This is today. Um, and so, again, you guys, desperation. Well, it's like Leslie Jordan. Well, if it isn't Karen Walker, I thought I smelled gin and regret. I am starting to smell gin and regret. I am truly smelling the telltale smell of gin and regret. Shelly L says, wait, you're going to lie about me to me and expect me to just not? No, baby. How about if we discuss your stylist and how much he hates you? Shelly L, if she had a stylist, that's all I can say. If she had a stylist, because she's not and that's probably why Charles didn't give her the duchy, the Duke of Edinburgh. That's why she's not a duchess, because he would have to increase her clothing allowance. And because she didn't come to that family with any discernible wealth of her own, unlike the Duchess of Sussex, who had plenty money, who had beautiful clothes, and also had a relationship with a few designers here and there, which is more than I could say for Sophie. Sophie didn't have a relationship with a designer. She had a relationship with not even the consignment shop, the car boot sale. Her only relationship was for the car boot sale and not anything else. Thank you so much again, Shelly L, for the super chat. And thank you so much for watching Royal Sussex. And in the spirit of Minnie Pearl, I just have to say, howdy. Oh, Leg says, Sarah Vine hiding that turtleneck work too. Yeah, she's another one that apologizes in advance for her neck. I just talked about her the other day, Harvey Firestein's twin sister. Okay, so the other day, Merriam-Webster said the word of the year, the act of or practice of grossly misleading someone, especially for one's own advantage, gaslighting. That is the word of the year for 2022 is gaslighting. Dr. Scholler says there was a war against Meghan. It's about hatred. It's about race. And so that's it. Full stop. Dr. Scholler, who tells it like it is, says that it is certainly about hatred and it's about race. And there's no reason to try to clean it up because you can't. That is the unvarnished truth. It's about hatred and it's about race. The frown jewels. Now, I was digging through some receipts, and the reason why I brought this up is because the front page on the left says the Crown Jewels. Now, they have been making a lot about Kate wearing Princess Diana's jewels. But if you guys remember, Meghan Markle borrows yellow diamonds earrings worn in Fiji cost $500,000, right? So first they celebrated the beautiful diamonds to lure you into a false sense of security. And then take a look at the bottom there. Mystery behind Meghan Markle's blood-soaked earrings from Saudi crown prince and how royal staff were too scared to ask her why she was wearing them is unraveled in new book. Now, if that isn't abuse, if that isn't a campaign of hatred and abuse, if that is not being racist by trying to other her, if they would have just simply treated her fairly or treated her like any other member of the family, then we wouldn't be here. Just give her the basic human decency and respect. But instead, this was a setup. First, you draw attention to the diamonds. Then you claim that she was hell-bent on pursuing these diamonds. Oh, she just has to have these diamonds. The bloodier, the better. As if she knew anything about where the diamonds come from. Those diamonds were a gift. Those diamonds were a gift to the royal family. She doesn't even own the diamonds. Those are not hers. But they created this pathetic, shallow, but yet very serious attack against her character by claiming that she was just so hell-bent and determined to wear these blood-soaked diamonds. Now, I have to tell you guys, as you know, some of these things disturbed me and rocked me to my core. And when I saw that headline, blood-soaked diamonds, blood-soaked earrings, it was like a punch in the gut. That was about the equivalent of when Harry went out there and showed the world how you're supposed to wear a uniform. And then the next day, he wasn't even wearing the Queen's cipher. That's abuse. This is abuse. And the thing about Harry's uniform, that is abuse. That's abusive. It's methodical. It is thought out. It's planned in advance. Would we have known where those diamonds have came from if someone hadn't briefed the press about it? Would we have known about Harry's uniform if someone hadn't briefed the press? I doubt if anybody, any civilian person watching the Queen's funeral or the mourning period would have known the difference about Harry's uniform. We were too busy looking at Harry in the uniform to wonder what was missing from it. It wasn't important what was missing from the uniform. What is important is Harry wore it. It wasn't wearing him. He wore the damn thing. He looked amazing. That was what you were supposed to take away from that moment. But instead, just like a gaslighting, abusive ex or something like that, they made sure that we would take notice that the uniform was missing the Queen's cipher. And then, of course, they made sure that they complimented Meghan's look. But because of the Oceania tour and how popular Meghan has become ever since, then of course we had to tear her down by accusing her of seeking out the bloodiest diamonds out of all the crown jewels. Do you guys know that was it Queen Alexandra? You know, when the Russian royals and aristocracy fell on hard times and they had to sell a lot of their jewels, guess who was there to snap them up? Queen Alexandra. Queen Alexandra loved to buy jewelry from people in pain. Do you guys know that? Queen Alexandra, like an amoeba, like a parasite, she would buy the jewels from other royals and other aristocrats at rock bottom prices because she loved having things. She collected everything, everything. Nothing was enough for her. She lived a life of excess. And in particular, she loved to buy jewels from people whose family had been executed, people who didn't have a home country because they were living in exile. That's who she bought diamonds from. Oh, was it Queen Mary? I'm sorry. Thank you. It was Queen Mary. Thank you. Sorry about that, Hazel Jones. Queen Mary. Queen Mary was the one that loved. Oh, yeah, that's the one with the one we speculated may have some African DNA. That's the one, right? Yeah, Queen Mary. Sorry about that. Queen Mary was the one who could not get enough of other people's jewels. And she didn't care how much they were worth. She would buy them at the lowest possible price. And some people even said she was a kleptomaniac. I heard she was a kleptomaniac. Oh, all right. And there we go, right there. So this is the photo. Prince and Princess of Wales beam with joy in never before seen wedding photo shared online by a fan as Prince Harry and Meghan Markle drop second bombshell. There's the word, you guys, bombshell. A second bombshell trailer. And then, of course, one of the squaddies was not satisfied with that. As you know, the squad has a bit of a sense of humor and said, oh, wait. I can barely see that now. Lort, an article about one never before seen photo of a golden couple filled with 5 pics of Harry and Meghan trailer embedded with a looping video of trailer. Still can't get clicks on your own, huh? Are we sure the British media actually like Pegasus and wife? So I didn't see the actual article, but I guess they're saying that there's one photo of the Prince of Pegging and, of course, the jointed doll. And there's 5 photos of Meghan and Harry. So one photo of the Wellses and 5 photos of the Sussexes. That's the only way to get people to actually engage is because nobody, and I do mean nobody, is interested in what the Cambridges, the Waleses, or Bedknobs and Broomsticks is up to. And with that, you guys, guess what? I'm done. Thank you guys so much for being here. Thank you so much for those generous contributions. They are greatly appreciated. Thank you guys for buying your memberships. And thank you so much for making Royal Sussex possible. It's your likes, your shares, and of course, your subscription that makes Royal Sussex possible. So thank you so much. Also, thank you, Mod Squad, the moderators, for helping to keep this a safe space. As a matter of fact, I see some of the comments that you guys have yanked off of the comments recently, and I appreciate it because, as you know, some people who never say hi that I think are actually squatties will go into the comment section so that they can attack me, basically, for whatever reason. And the sad thing is, I think they're squatties. I really do believe they are squatties in some cases. But when you're going to go on the attack with someone, when you want to be hypercritical, please say hi from time to time first. Don't just show up to criticize. That is very, very rude. Let's have a relationship. Don't be that person. But yeah, there are some people that are so hypercritical that the thing is, if you have a smartphone, you have a platform. And I think in some cases that this comes from people who have a lot to say and really do care about the Sussexes and just wants to make sure that everything is as accurate as possible, that everything is, on the up and up. And I get that. I get that. But like I said, try to say hi first. Um, but if the only thing I've ever heard from you is, that kind of language, don't bother. Don't bother. Oh, but yeah, I wonder sometimes. But all right, you guys. So now who died? I saw something about someone died. Was it Kirstie Alley? Is that what I'm seeing? I'm going to scroll back so I can see that. Is it Kirstie Alley? Yeah, it was Kirstie Alley. Yeah, poor Kirstie Alley. Now, I have to say, she had gone kind of right wing in the past few years, and kind of like, well, Dennis Miller, who I used to think was a hoot, Dennis Miller. He kind of went right wing, and then I lost interest in him. And I can't remember exactly what Kirstie Alley was so upset about, but yeah, she had gotten a bit right wing. And so, whereas I used to think she was one of the most beautiful women in the world, even after she gained a lot of weight and everything, I still thought she was very beautiful. But once she went right wing, once she started representing the GOP and the Republicans and stuff, I kind of lost interest. Yeah, yeah, C-Mac, I lost interest. And seriously, just like Delta Burke, Delta Burke was playing, the pretty one on the Designing Women. And because she gained weight, I didn't think that took anything away from her. I thought she was even more beautiful. So, but the thing is, both of them were cast because of their, dark hair and beautiful looks and everything like that. And it's just that when your heart becomes so dark, it's kind of hard to see that. So I hate that she suffered and that,
But yeah, I kind of lost interest in her when she went to the dark side. So anybody that was supporting Trump is, I have to question their sanity, because how much more does a person have to say or do before you stop making excuses for them? Yeah. All right. So, with that, you guys, I will be looking for the last word of the day. And anyway, I think Warnock is in good shape in Georgia. So, that's something to look forward to. I hope that continues to be the case. I hope there isn't anything weird that happens in the next. When is the election? Tomorrow? Or has the election passed already? You know, Delta Burke, you guys, I'm gonna tell you somebody who. Do you guys remember Meredith Vieira? Do you guys remember Meredith Vieira? She was on The View for a while, right? Well, Meredith Vieira had interviewed Delta Burke's husband and Delta Burke. They had a joint interview, and Meredith Vieira said to Delta Burke's husband, was it difficult in the relationship? Did it make the relationship difficult when she gained weight? And let me tell you, I don't know much about Delta Burke's husband. I know he's an actor himself, but that man stood up for his woman. He said, no, it didn't cause any problems. He said, that's my wife and I love her. He said, I don't love her because of what she looks like. I love her for who she is. I mean, without hesitation, he defended his wife. And ever since that day, I couldn't stand the sight of Meredith Vieira. I couldn't stand the sight of her. I thought that was the most horrific thing to say in front of a woman to her husband, or even to say behind her back to anybody, as though she wasn't worthy to be loved because she gained weight. You know, and in that moment I said, now that's a real man. That was a long time ago, but I never forgot that. It was like that typical television personality fear that, oh, I gained weight, life is not worth living. But that didn't change anything as far as he was concerned. So what? So there you have it. And ever since that day, I couldn't stand the sight of Meredith Vieira. I didn't like her so much in the first place, but when she said that, I just thought that was so ignorant. And to say that as though she wasn't even there, like she's so fat she can't even hear. Uh-uh. Nope. Nope. As Dr. Scholler would say, take several seats. Gerald McRaney. Oh yeah, Gerald McRaney. That was his name. Right, Gerald McRaney. I couldn't remember his name. I know he had played, he was like a character actor, or he did a lot of television or something like that. But yeah, any man that stands up for his wife like that is, that's the real man. Did it cause problems in the marriage because of the weight gain? No, that's your paranoia. That's your greatest fear. And to be fair, yeah, there's a lot of people who would have a problem with that. But to say that in front of Delta Burke as though she wasn't there, oh man, I'm telling you guys, there's certain things that just is seared into my memory that I just don't let go of. And that was one of them right there. I was like, what a miserable person. What a miserable person. Okay, you guys, thank you so much. And thank you guys for being so patient, waiting for me to come on today. I It was a kind of an emotional conversation where the children are concerned, and I'm sorry that I got a little bothered by that, but at the very least, I know you guys understand that we all want the best for the Sussexes and especially for the children. And thank you, Claire Kane. Remember, let me see. Body shaming used to be commonplace. Yeah, and that's why when people criticize these kids because they want their safe space, because they can't stand for people to hurt their feelings, well, you know what? I say we need to meet those kids in the middle instead of calling them out for wanting life to be fair. How about we try to be a little more understanding and sensitive about other people's feelings? I mean, just think how much further people can get in it. Well, think of some kids that are otherwise bright, intelligent kids, and the only thing in life that ever held them back was their own family being super critical and judgmental and that kind of stuff. Um, if more people uplift young people instead of putting them down and calling them too sensitive and stuff like that, I'm sure the world would be a better place. So, okay. The Sugar Bakers. That was a cool name, the Sugar Bakers. Okay. Yes, tomorrow is the award thing tomorrow, right? Is it tomorrow? I thought it was the 9th. Oh no, it's the 9th, right? Oh gosh, I can't remember. People's Choice. Oh, People's Choice is tomorrow. Okay. Thank you. Oh, there's so much going on. It's hard to keep up for me. It is just so much, but I love the fact that the Sussexes are getting a chance to tell their story. That is so important. The Sussexes are finally going to have a chance to tell their side of the story their way. Okay, Ripple of Hope is on the 6th. Let me see. And okay, thank you. Hi, Pedal. How are you? I'm glad you're here. Let me highlight. There we go. Hi, Pedal. Okay. All right. So I'm still looking for the last word of the day. They will receive. You better speak it. You better speak it. They will receive an award tomorrow. Okay, fingers crossed for the People's Choice. Absolutely. Matter of fact, let's let that be our last word of the day. Fingers crossed for the People's Choice. That will be the cherry on the top. Amen to that. Thank you so much. All right, so I am going to gingervenge us out of here. And of course, as always, giving my daily thanks to two of the most important people that have ever mothered a child. And that, of course, is Princess Diana and, of course, Queen Doria. Who knew? Who knew that the most influential couple in the world today would have only been possible because of their guidance and their nurturing? So I'm happy about it. And cute gingervenge. Okay, where are we, Ginge? There we go. Oh, you know what? I'm sitting up here reading the comments. I forgot I was still on. Hmm. Oh, it's okay. Just glad you're here. Thank you so much. And Petal, let me just say thank you for always, always calling out those people that have made life difficult for the Sussexes, or have tried to anyway. As I always say, and as I'm munching on a Pringle, as I always say, nobody can prosecute a case like Petal. That is a very powerful tool you have, and I'm just glad that we're on the same side. I'm glad we're on the same side. I would never want to be on the business end of that. Better to be your friend, I think. Oh my goodness, can you hear that? I was kind of hungry. The thing is, I think I'm a bit dehydrated. I'm a little dehydrated. I didn't drink enough water today, so I'm going to try to push some fluids and then I'm going to get some rest. Very true, Petal. We all love our faves. Thank you so much. Yep. Thank you, thank you, thank you. You guys, make sure you're supporting these content creators. Make sure you support all of them. So if you're watching and you haven't gone over to subscribe to Facts and Two Cents, you really ought to, because we're all in this fight together. And let's see, Claire Kane was on here earlier. Oh my goodness, have anybody heard from Anita? I hope she's feeling better. Okay, Shelly L. I'm so sorry. I was supposed to scan the thing so you know that I got it. But I think so. Was it the coffee cat, or was it the, which one was it? I mean, I'm sure I have it, but I just don't remember which was which, because it was like 3 that I haven't responded to. But yes, I'm sure I did get it. And thank you so much. I have been having so much fun with my surprises. And I posted a photo. Oh, as a matter of fact, let me see. Since you're here, if you're not in a hurry, let me go and grab that photo. And I will show you what I have. Let me see here. Oh, you know what? So much easier than I thought. What day did I show that? I think it was 2 days ago. So today is the 5th. If I go to the 3rd and go to the end of the, oh, sorry, let me take that off while I do that. And I go to the end of the 3rd, I'm pretty sure it's there. Um, reading glasses, duffel bag, and coffee cup. No, I didn't get that yet. Um, Gosh, I'm not feeling old. Okay, there we go. There we go. That's that and some a headphone with a microphone. If that doesn't sound weird, headphone with a microphone. Well, let me see if I have something in the box because I have to go over there and get it. Oh my goodness, there's like yeah, I got some. Okay, sorry, I didn't go to the mailbox. I got to go over there and get it. Oh, that is so cool. Is it Christmas already? You all are spoiling me. I'm so embarrassed. I am very embarrassed by this, but thank you. Oh man. But yeah, let me see. Reading glasses, duffel bag, and coffee cup. Oh, that's sweet. Thank you so much. I can't wait to see it. I can't wait to see it. Baron, that's you. Oh, some of it is the wish list, and then also I shared my mailbox address, so I have a mailbox now. It just made sense, and yeah, Lydia, you know how embarrassed I am. I am embarrassed, but I do appreciate it because you know I'm not greedy. But I do like stuff. But I mean, wait, how long did it take for me to get a membership going? You all have been trying to get me to do a membership for what, 6 months? And what's the other one? The wish list that took about probably 3 to 4 months. And what else was I supposed to do? Eventually, I get around to it. Eventually, I get around to it. Yeah, but you know, I'm kind of old school. You know what I mean? I have that kind of depression era mentality. I'm kind of old school, so um but I mean, you know, nobody has to do anything, but I'm going to tell you I do enjoy it. I enjoyed my Mrs. Fields cookies and everything. And I haven't got my new iPhone yet, but I'm going to get it. So that's the case for the new iPhone. The one I have now, I think my camera lens is scratched up. So, um, yeah, I'm going to get a new one eventually. So, but yeah, anyway, thank you guys. Yeah, I do really appreciate it. And still, I am a little bit embarrassed, but somehow I'll survive. Um, Regina Wallace. Let me see. I cried when you got so emotional. I don't understand why the British royals and the tabloids are bent on destroying Meghan. She's somebody's daughter, for Christ's sakes. Yeah, well, Regina, you know, and anytime something involves kids, God, that just, when it has to do with kids, that just destroys me. You know, because kids are just so innocent and they deserve everything in this world that we can give them. You know, they deserve everything, not just the best, but everything. And I hate that they just care so little. They care so little for the quality of their lives. That is so disturbing. And poor little John Kennedy. I mean, it's like everything has been taken and taken and taken, even though he had so much, but still, um, when you're in the public eye, and this is what I actually watched a few interviews with John Kennedy. He said that he's not sure what he remembers from his childhood, or whether or not he actually remembers his father, or is it just those images from the media that informs his thoughts and memories of his father. Now, that is weird and kind of disturbing that your only memories are really tied into um, your, that type of like images, images, movies, newsreels, and then you don't know what you recall and what you've seen. So I'm not sure how to feel about that, but yeah, it's got to be something very surreal about that. So, um, yeah, but especially the kids, just leave those kids alone and let them have a normal life. Whatever that means, let them have a normal life. Darlene Anderson says, Sheriff Barron, there's a lot of squatters that will help you enjoy your treats. Well, as kind as that sounds, and believe me, that is so generous of you. I'll be okay. I think I. Woo! I think I'll manage, but I appreciate the offer anyway. But yeah, I think I'll be okay. Um, oh man. I love my little that's if you guys can't see it, let me show you. I love this little guy here. Isn't that cute? Isn't that cute? Now, I have a shelf that is dedicated to all of my travels, and some things are for places that I want to go. And so this will take pride of place on my travel shelf. So I'll take a picture of it one of these days when I get a chance to dust off everything and make it look decent and presentable. And I will share some of that stuff with you guys. It'll be like another food truck video. Okay, so oh wait, what is that? Baron, Duchess of Success now has a list, and I am encouraging our pedal to do one. Many want to bless you with gifts. Don't feel shy. Okay. Okay. So okay. I can think of a few things that I could put on there which would probably change your mind, but okay. All right. All right, you guys. I need to go drink some water because I think I'm a bit dehydrated today. And I will see you guys tomorrow, much earlier, I'm sure. But I will see you guys tomorrow. I still have to do a thumbnail, so I'm not exactly through right now, but I need to make a thumbnail for today and then try to start working on tomorrow, I think. All right. Love you guys, and I will see you guys tomorrow. Tomorrow. I love your tomorrow. You're only a day away. Tomorrow. Tomorrow. I love your tomorrow. You're only a day away. Okay, I think that's enough.